It's May 22nd, approximately 8:30 in the morning, and I am bringing out some more of the koi from the indoor pond to the outdoor pond. The ones that I moved out on Sunday are doing very, very well. As you can see, this is my karashi. He's turned out to be a wonderful fish, had him for quite a while. Didn't get nearly as large as I was hoping he would get, based on what size some of the karashis can achieve. But I'm going to do a quick measure up and then just get it right into the pond. The water temperature in the pond is now almost identical to what is the indoor pond, that is. It's almost identical to the outdoor pond, so no need to bag this one or the others up. So bear with me for a moment while I get a measure up, and then I'll get it moved into the pond. Alright, he's coming in at 24 inches, or approximately 61 centimeters. As I said, it's a Deutz Karashi. Has done really, really well. One of my sort of favorite fish as far as standing out color-wise in the pond. But I'm going to move him in there now. So I'm just going to put the camera down while I do that. You've all seen people use a sock net before. And once he's in the pond, I will go in and get another fish. So I will be back with you in a few moments. The fish I have in the bowl this time is my butterfly kumaru female. She is one of the oldest fish in my collection. I'm not sure exactly how old. I've had her for quite a number of years now, so I'm guessing probably in the 14, 15 year range, something like that, maybe a little bit more. She's definitely showing a few signs of age. She doesn't swim around as much as the other fish, preferring to rest a little bit. I have checked her out, and there's no visible signs of any issues with her on the outside. I've done scrapes. There's no issues of any parasites or anything on her. So she's kind of hanging in there. I think it's just more an age thing with her. She did have a lot more white on her when I got her. As you can see, that has pretty much disappeared over the years. Just a bit of white on the fins. So I'm going to do a measure up, and then I will get her into the pond with the other fish. Okay, she's coming in at 26 inches or 66 centimeters. So again, she's growing tremendously well over the years. But as I say, she just starting to show, I think, the signs of age where she just, prefers to rest a little bit more as opposed to swim. So on that note, I'm going to just pause the video here and get the sock net and get her into the pond. I'm going to go and grab another fish, so I'll be back momentarily. The last fish I'm going to be putting in the pond today is my Matsakawa Bake. It too is a relatively old fish. I've had it for a number of years, so again I'm thinking in the 10 to 12 range at a minimum, probably a bit older than that. It's done very, very well, has grown beautifully since I got it. Unfortunately, as Matsakawa Bakes do tend to change from a color pattern of the black and white to black to white to something in between, similar to what the kumaru do. This one has lost pretty much all the white with the exception of a slight bit on the left pectoral fin, which actually helps because I can help me track him down when he's in the pond. So it's doing very, very well. In good body shape, looking just the way he would. I just wish we'd get some more color coming back, but it's been like this for a number of years, so I don't think that is going to change. So what I will do is I will put him into the pond with the other fish, and that's going to be it for today. As I said, I want the filters just to have a little bit of a chance to catch up. I know it takes more than a few days, even based on the ones that went in on the weekend, but if I do it gradually, and then my plan is, weather permitting on the weekend, is to bring out some more of them and then sort of finalize next week, so that should have them all outdoors. So I will get him moved in a moment. And I had received word yesterday from the company that I had mentioned previously with my kind of surprise unboxing item. That was shipping today. It's a 24-hour shipping, so it should be here at some point tomorrow. And when that arrives, I will do an unboxing just to show you what it is that I have for the pond. So thank you again for hanging in to this point. More fish and an unboxing is going to be coming along very shortly. The 3 koi that you saw just a few moments ago in the video are now in the pond and have sort of reunited with their pond mates, and they seem to be cruising around and enjoying the added water volume. Right now you can kind of see just some of them coming by here. I know the darker ones are definitely harder to see, and again I do apologize for the bit of glare coming off the water. I do not have a polarizing lens for the camera. What I did want to say though is I do apologize to everyone who is watching for not measuring my Matsakawa Bake before I put it in the pond. I did my little spiel as you heard and realized after it was already in here that I forgot to do the measure up. Senior moment, I guess. And I can say that quite honestly because I am definitely a senior. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let these guys chill out and enjoy their time in the pond. And I'll keep an eye on them throughout the day just to make sure they're doing okay. I'll bring some food out for them a bit later on. And what I will be doing before too much longer, once I get most of the fish out here, is I'm going to be putting the auto feeder back in place. I'm not sure if you can see down through there, but the butterfly Kumaru is cruising around with the others, staying down near the bottom as she usually does, but she's cruising around, so that's a good sign. And that's Matsakawa Bake going by there, so definitely enjoying it as well. The auto feeder will be going here. That was the mounting screws that I had in place last time. So it's going to be going in beside the return. The return is off at the moment as I'm doing a clean on the upflow filters. You can just kind of see them. I'll zoom in a little bit here. Kind of see them bubbling away at the top there. I'm going to let that go for 15 minutes or so. And then we'll do a flush in that probably a couple of times. And the autofill valve on the far side there, the water is turned on, so that will be ready to go as soon as the upflow is done, and because that always drains a bit of water out of it. So everybody seems to be doing okay here at the moment, and I will, as I said, bring another update when I move some more fish out here, hopefully on the weekend as I mentioned. The delivery that I was waiting for, and I have mentioned in my previous video as well as at the beginning of this one, was this box here, and as you can see by the label just right here, it is some live fish that I had shipped in from a koi farm in the United States. What I'm going to do now, I did cut the seal on it as you can see. I'm going to open that up, lift them out, check them out because it's taken much longer to get here than I was anticipating. They were shipped yesterday morning. I was expecting them to be here by mid-afternoon. It's now 15 minutes past 5 on Thursday afternoon, so they have been en route for almost 30 hours. So I'm very happy that they're here. I'm going to take them out now, take a look and see how they are doing. If they are looking fine and not too stressed after the journey, I'm going to float the bag for just a little while in my measuring bowl. I have it set up over here. It's been running all day with some water from the quarantine pond in it and an air stone. So I'm going to float the bag in there for just a few minutes. I'll let the temperatures acclimatize. Then I will release the fish into the bowl and do a measure up and let you see them a little bit more closely before I put them in the quarantine tank. So just bear with me for a second here. As you can imagine, the camera's on the tripod, So I'm going to get them out of the box, put the bag into the quarantine tank, and then I'll move the camera over so you can get a little bit better look. Okay, so there they come. Bear with me for just a moment here. I'll move things around. Alright, so you can see the bag. It looks like it's well packed with oxygen in it, not a lot of water, which is absolutely fine for the fish. The oxygen is more important during shipping. There are 3 fish in there, and I will sort of just bring this over so you get a little bit better look. And also a bit of a glare on the bag, but as I will take them out and give you a bit better look. So in the bag there is a Shisui, a Kinsui, and a Deutz Ochiba, a Deutz Shawa. So I'm going to take the fish out of here. As I said, I'm going to let them sit in this one just for a few minutes to let things kind of acclimatize. They've been in a hot delivery truck for the better part of the day. I want the water, it's not cool down here by any means compared to what it was a little while ago, but I just want that water temperature to adjust slightly. They look fine. There's no signs of any waste or anything accumulating in the bag, so that's a very positive sign for the way they were packaged. So I will come back in just a few minutes and update this portion of the video, let you see the fish up close and get them moved into the quarantine tank after measure up. So I'll be back shortly. Alright, I'm now going to unbag the koi, put them in the measuring bowl here so we can get a measure up, and then they'll go in the quarantine tank. So just bear with me while I open up the bag here, if you would. Now the shipper has double bagged the koi, which is great. Minimizes the likelihood of any leakage or anything like that. So I'm just going to do this one as well. Okay, I'm going to open this one up. I will get them out of the bag in just a moment. I'm just going to release them into the tank here. Let's do a double check on water temperature. They're pretty close to what the tank is, so they should be fine. So there they go. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, now hopefully you can see them here. As I said, I will move them over to do a measure up in just a moment. The fish, as I had mentioned just a few moments ago, is a Deutz Shawa, which is this one here. And again, I will do the measure up in a moment. It certainly looks to be okay from what I can see. Fins look good. Doesn't look to be any issues with it. The next one that I'm going to show you here, and again I will do a measure up, is a Kinsui, or basically like a gold colored Shisui. Very nice fish, at least that's one of the reasons I bought it. Nice zipper scales along the backside there. Again, everything looks to be fine on the fish. No apparent markings or any issues with it. And the final one, the Shisui, which I'll get across. Sorry, just bring it out here so you can see it as well. Whoa, nice zipper down the back, and looks to be fine. The fins are all looking to be in great shape, so they are doing well. I'm just going to leave them there for a moment, and then I will do that measure up. These were actually purchased at the end of March from the farm, and they bring in Japanese koi, they spawn them there, and then they sell them throughout the States. This is one of the very few places that will ship koi into Canada. Prior to getting them sent up here, I had to complete an import permit application with the Canadian government, what they call the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. They oversee the importation of food and all livestock, including fish, eggs, fish parts, what have you. So I had to apply for the permit, and that took about 5 weeks from the time I applied till I finally received that. Then that got sent down to the farm in the US. From there, the fish weight, well, they have a vet come in and do a veterinary inspection, because that documentation has to be provided along with the importation permit to the Canadian Customs to get them across the border. So it is a bit of a nightmare to bring them in, and as I said, there's only about one, maybe two farms in the entire U.S. that are willing to ship into Canada because of the permit issues and the veterinary issues, etc. So with that said, I'm going to try and zoom the camera in just a little bit there, and I'll bring them over to the scale, get them measured up. So if you just kind of bear with me for a second here. Okay, and hopefully you'll be able to see that as I do this. Because this one is the closest, Kinsui, I'm going to put it over here. Just get a measure up there. So it's coming in at 11 inches, about 26 centimeters. 26 centimeters. The next one here is the Showa, and just get it across. I know it's definitely a little smaller than the other one. I knew that when I purchased it as well. Not happy being held, and not surprised after what it's just been through. So just bear with me for a second at least. Disorient it a little bit here so we can do the measure up without stressing it out too much. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, this one is coming in a little bit shy of 10 inches. So it is in around the 25 centimeter mark as well. A bit shy of that because it is definitely smaller than the other one. And then the Shisui is the last one. And just going to do the same, a quick little spin around, and then I will do the measure up on that one. I think this one is actually the smallest one of the bunch. Put it in there again. Yep, so this. So this one's coming in at about 9.5 inches, or around 24 centimeters. So all in all, they're looking good. I'm hoping with the Showa that the head will lighten up a little bit. I did like the coloration on it. As you probably realized from some of my videos of my fish, I have a thing for some of the darker colored koi. You would have seen that especially with the Kumanaru that you saw in my last video. But these guys are looking absolutely great. I am so happy that they have finally arrived and are in good shape. I was getting very, very concerned because of the time delay from shipping until delivery here. So what I'm going to do is I'll just move the camera over a little bit so you can get a little bit better look at them here. They will cooperate a little bit into the light. And then I'm going to move them into the quarantine tank. It's been running for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now on my Owasi 5000 filter. I've had salt, or I did put salt in the water so that was prepared for their arrival. And they will be in this tank for about a month. the quarantine tank that is, and I will check them a couple of times during that period to do a check for parasites, etc. I'm not going to do anything for a few days. I want them to settle in. In a couple of days, I'll make sure that they have some food, that they can, just kind of relax, get something to eat, because I'm sure they are very hungry. And as I mentioned earlier there, that there was no food waste in the bag, which is awesome, or no fish waste from the food. There's absolutely no fish waste in the in the measuring tub. So they have done a great job of packing for transportation, and they will join my other koi in the outdoor pond, as I said, in about a month, assuming that all goes well with these guys here. There. So that was kind of my surprise unboxing. I know not exciting in some cases. For me, this is really something because I haven't had fish in a long time delivered. A number of the koi that I have now in my pond that I've had for many, many years were shipped directly from dealers who had them shipped directly from Japan. And these, as I said, getting it into Canada now is a bit of a logistical nightmare, so I'm glad I did find this place. So I'm going to just end this portion of the video here as you watch them cruise around a little bit. I'm going to get them into the quarantine tank and get the air and everything back on. I did turn it off so you could hear me over the air pump and the filters running. So as I said, I will get them back into the tank, or into the quarantine tank, where they will spend the next month, give or take a little bit, because we're May 23rd today, and it's going to take about a month. So around the end of June, I should be happy with how they're doing as far as there's no parasite issues or anything like that. And then they'll be introduced into the outdoor pond, where hopefully they'll put on a bit of size over the summer before they're brought back in. So I'm going to just kind of get things up now. And as I said, I will give you an update on the video in another day or so once they've been in the pond here, the quarantine one, for a little while. So thanks again for watching, and hope you enjoy my new collection. Alright, I have moved them into the quarantine tank. This is just to give you a bit better look at them with the overhead lighting. You can see them there. That's the Showa and the Kensui and the Shisui there. As I said, they're looking really, really